Hello, everyone. I'm Christina. Hair's messed up as always. Anyway, welcome to my channel. And a lot of things been going on in the world as always. That's usually how it is. And we're going to discuss that, especially when it comes to prophecy, because a lot of people have finally come to terms with the fact that the horsemen are writing. Those are the first 4 seals of the apocalypse. But there are 7. Okay. So the next one on the list would be martyrs. And that there are so many martyrs in the last days, and they're waiting for a certain amount of these martyrs to be complete. That's why they're called the 5th seal martyrs, right? And so the question that I brought up probably a month or so ago was, well, I at least brought up the subject that the 5th seal martyrs were next, but you have to ask yourself now, has that seal been popped? And when you see things happening like we see in Afghanistan right now, it's not like we haven't seen it before, but there's something different this time. There are things going on around the world, especially like Australia. We notice, the UK, where the police are out, and these strong mandates and these strong punishments and fines, and just slowly but surely the boa constrictor is inching its way over its prey. You see what I'm saying? Let's stop. Hello, Christy, and hello, Paula. It's so good to see you guys. God bless you both. I'm so glad to see you. Thank you for the thumbs up also. It's always a pleasure to see everyone. Okay, yes. What a wonderful day. All right, we are talking about the 5th seal martyrs. So what we've been noticing in America, those of us that are watching, pay attention, I think there are a lot of us that have noticed things getting tighter, nooses getting tighter, problems getting bigger. And you can smell the military, or just certain things. You can just tell that certain things want to happen. Stricter rules, in other words, stricter and stricter. And when the supplies get low, things are going to get really crazy. So naturally, you'd want to send in military or something, right, to straighten it out, or to bring goods, or whatever reason. You just need one to get the military, spread out and holding on to that control. Hello, Paul. It's good to see you, sweetie. Frogs on the slow boil. Yeah, for real. For real. Okay. Now, in Afghanistan, there's no doubt that we are having martyrs, because the reports are coming to us that Christians are being executed. And we know over time that's going to spread all over the place. We know since Obama's, or before that they had guillotines all over America, and all these coffins. It's coming our way. We know it, we see it. But like I said, that it's not just a situation going on in Afghanistan. We can see that this is a growing globalistic problem, right? It's like hold on to your hats kind of feeling. And you can tell that feeling is being radiated at least across the United States, because the panic buying has begun. So the word got out with the labor shortages and the shipments that have stopped coming in regularly, and how we just know this is it. All right. But what was done in Afghanistan was so bad that even China is mad. There's an article that came out called China, U.S. military must be held accountable for alleged rights violations in Afghanistan. So China wants to hold America accountable for this. Now, eventually, they're going to be part of invading our country. So when they're talking about holding us accountable, it's like, are we talking about that specifically, that or what, but they consider, I mean, it's bad when even China's like, no, that was wrong, y'all. It's time for y'all to suffer some consequences for what you've done. And the mind can only reel and wonder what that's going to be, especially with that August 31st deadline going on to get people out of Afghanistan as it is. There's blood on Biden's hands. The article, just I'll read a little bit of it, says a Chinese official on Tuesday, which is today, said that the U.S. and its allies should be held accountable for what they call human rights violations committed in Afghanistan. The U.S., the U.K., Australia, because they're talking about the United States and their allies, and other countries must be held accountable for the violation of human rights committed by their military. And the evolution of this current session should cover this issue. China's envoy to the United States, Chen Chu, said during a Human Rights Council meeting regarding Afghanistan. Under the banner of democracy and human rights, the U.S. and other countries carry out military interventions in other sovereign states and impose their own model on countries with vastly different history and culture. And, even in America, we're seeing that now, how the government is imposing its will against the American way of life, against Americans, period. So we're about to pay. The piper's on its way. You ever heard of it's time to pay the piper? The piper's on its way. And guess who's going to pay? And will some of us end up some of those fifth seal martyrs? All right. And it was kind of interesting that I had seen, God had shown me a cross with a circle around it a while back. And I looked forever for it. And it turned out it was a medieval Templar cross when I looked up what it meant martyrdom. And I thought that it was quite the timing that almost to the 20-year mark of looking for that sign and what it means, that I finally find it now. So I'm like, in my spirit and in my heart, it's like I know now what that symbol meant, and with the timing of now, I know in my heart what it means. God has a way of speaking to us. Hello, shiny rock star. I'm glad you could join us. You're always on time, girl. Okay. Good. All right. Okay. So that was kind of a big deal, It's almost the 20-year anniversary of the 9/11 thing. And I tell you what, I feel a lot of the same horror watching what's going on with Afghanistan and hearing all of the countries across the world just completely disgusted at us right now. It's like, wow. And we've got our own government against us too. It's like, wow, we're going to need God right about, it's like, we're going to need him right about now. So, wow. If you can feel it, if I'm not the only one who can feel this. Okay. And, I was thinking, this may sound a little offhanded, but, we're just going to change the subject because Pfizer just, their cootie cure just got approved by the FDA. And when you talk about fifth seal martyrs and mandates getting tighter, of course, immediately the Pentagon goes into commercial mode like a big salesman. But, Pentagon's requiring that all Trumps get it or face disciplinary measures. That's here in the United States. They're going to start punishing our soldiers if they don't take this, all right? Because they say it's safe. And I was telling Paul just yesterday, I was like, I just keep hearing, peace and safety, sudden destruction comes. I don't really trust what I'm hearing. Oh, it's safe. No, I've seen what's been happening to these people. And like no big deal to most people until it hits another one. And when it's them, then all of a sudden, oh, this is not cool, right? But that's kind of the stance that everybody kind of has. It's like they're made bulletproof or something, right? But they can't see that the hammer's coming down on this. Oh, now that it's considered safe and effective, we are now obligated to do this under their thinking. So it's like, okay, if that's what was stopping y'all, come on. I'm like, seriously? AA Strumming, welcome to the conversation. From what I see, yeah, they do. It's called Lucifer Race. Yeah, Lucifer Race. Seriously. Black purple lights being installed in metro and residential areas globally. I haven't seen that, but ooh, that's provocative. I definitely want to look into that. Black purple lights being installed in metro. Ooh, under the black light, the veins glow. Yep. All right. So, but it brings to mind that movie with Gerard Butler called The Gamer. Y'all remember that? There were certain people that had a bunch of nanobots in there, and everybody was under control by the people that had the remote to your specific thing, I mean, doesn't it just remind you of that movie Gamer? It's like, I'm just waiting for somebody to hit the switch, Okay. I don't either. And it's almost like they become salesmen for it after they get it too. Like they're all just singing the same song almost at the same time, talking in circles. It's really strange. And, I wasn't into dating really anyway, but, now you have to worry more about even holding somebody's hand because you don't know what's going to happen to you. You have to ask some questions like, well, have you been jabbed? Oh, no, high five for you. It's getting to that point, right? And it's getting very segregated, which is very scary because you can pit people against each other. All right. When it comes to eventual martial laws and stronger mandates, you realize that they have to squeeze the supply chain in order for this plan to be able to work effectively. Okay. And so you already see the restrictions on items at the stores all over America. Some stores are fine, but the other stores are saying, hey, this might be headed your way because it's all over the place. It's not something people can hide anymore. It's like once that conversation got started about all the shortages, everybody started taking a look at their stores, really looking and figuring out, whoa, this is happening right now, right under our noses. Yeah, I think it's going to kill a lot of people. I really do. Okay. So it prompts us, at least me, to always keep an eye on what's going on in Israel, right? And they say that Naphtali's against dividing it, but they do talk about a guy named Yair Lapid, who is going to be in power in about 2 years, who is all for it. And I go always looking and seeing what's going on with the Gulf of Mexico that day. And guess what? Oh, there's a buoy bobbing in the Gulf yesterday. Now, could have been happening for any reason, but now word is starting to finally get out that, yeah, activity is happening in the Gulf of Mexico. No doubt about it. Okay. And I was trying to explain this years ago when I documented the different things that were happening along the Florida to Texas Gulf Coast, all the trees sinking into swamps, and when the sinkholes started beginning and things like that. Now we've got fires in the Gulf, and strange things that are happening, right? Now it's starting to come out. Yeah. All of the bodies of water are capable of anything that the oceans can do, including the Gulf of Mexico. So, when you've got things like Jamaica and everybody talking about how the plates are shifting, Gulf of Mexico has plates underneath it too. But we've been having signs for years that something is wrong. Okay? I just wanted to mention that. Hello, Jason in Virginia. I guess that's what it means, or just Jason in Va. Hello, Spartan 11. It's good to see you. It will. If Sodom and Gomorrah had to fall and Babylon had to fall, America's going to fall too. Sure enough. Harmonic tremors are off the charts everywhere. Yep. The plate shifting is happening. Mount St. Helens and other volcanoes along that whole west side, they're looking like they want to go ahead and erupt a lot of these. Okay, so we're going to be keeping an eye on Israel, because even though Naphtali's not saying he will, it sure seems like a lot of countries are making plans anyway. So-and-so agrees to dividing. So-and-so agrees to the two-state solution. So-and-so, different ones. So-and-so, so-and-so. Plans are being made, and you hear Biden in the mix too. Biden is for it. Kamala Harris is for it. It's true. So whatever Naphtali says, it's almost like they're just ignoring him now. Oh, we're for it. That's what they say. He might, maybe. I don't know. They also said Hillary was going to get arrested. I can't see why they wouldn't do it, but there's a lot of things they've been doing lately that I don't understand. I mean, it's logical that he shouldn't be the president. Why it took him so long to even say this, I don't know that either. Will it happen? I'm like, well, they messed everything else up. I mean, can they get one thing right? I don't know. They're so slow to act. They're so melancholy. It's like all they know how to do is just this. Just that. You ever notice how they always have to use these hand signals when they're talking? What is that all about? Who really talks like that? What is that for? Is that some kind of mind programming hand signal so that we just automatically buy your BS? What is that? I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. Some prophets on Elijah list are saying Biden's going to start being removed in November. They're still saying Trump won and corruption will be exposed. Yep. I've heard all about that. And, I'm just taking a watch and see approach. Trump took it. Trump took the jab. So hopefully he'll be around if he's going to try to get back into power. Let's hope he makes it 6 months to another year with what he's decided to do. Not trying to be political or partial to anybody. I'm just saying, I can see roadblocks in the future. Okay. I thought something was weird. Have you noticed that when Kamala goes to go out of the country, that her flights have a habit of being delayed for some weird reason? Just a weird reason whenever she's visiting another country. I'm like, well, it's almost like a little curse following her around. She has problems when it's time for her to board a plane. Or with China just around the corner. Well, it looks like it's Spartan, because that's why I'm questioning is what exactly do they mean by America needs to be held accountable for this? What would you think if Americans had said it shoe on the other foot about China, that China needs to face the consequences for this? What would you think America is about to do? Probably engage with them, right? Bobby, yeah, I heard him his own words. He said, yeah, I took it. That's what I heard out of his own mouth. We don't know what was in their jabs. Could have been water. That's true, AA. It could have just been water. Because they say some of them got placebos, and I know that some of them just look like they got stuck with a needle. They didn't even get stuck. But I also had finally gotten in, because the more you think about things that you might need for your house, you're thinking, okay, maybe some battery backup here, right? So I got this little Go Power Plus kind of battery thing, and you can hook solar panels in to charge it. Well, it turns out that this particular machine, or maybe it's just my solar panels, it takes a long time to charge. So I'm learning as I go, and I'm still saving up for the solar generator I want. And I've learned that I'm going to get better panels this time, which has like more of them, and that'll help. But I wanted to let y'all know about these little things. I'm finding out that it looks like the solar panel fitting is standard for these batteries. Okay. So anyway, I'm still raising money for that. I'm up to like $165 now saved up for the solar generator, thanks to all of you guys' help, and I always appreciate it. And I want to let you just kind of mull over the fact, going back to subject, that if that seal has been opened, and it's in my mind, it has, then we've got some things to brace for. We've got some things to endure, but we've got to remember that God's got us. Okay. He's really got us. He's going to keep his hand. What did he say? 10,000 can fall to this side and 10,000 can fall at the other, but no harm will come nigh thee. Okay, this is a time, no matter what's falling around you, keep your eyes focused on God. Because really, with all this stuff falling down on the earth, you better have Jesus. You better have his Father, because we're going to need some miracles, plural, to get through this. All right. And somehow we are able to, with the army of the blight through to the end, peace, God and our people survive and live on. Even if I don't live on, mankind will. Okay. But be ready. Be ready. All this really means is that we're getting ready to meet our Father. A lot of us, that our time is almost up. For some of us, sooner than later or whatever, but we've got to continue to watch for the signs and prepare our hearts for whatever may be coming, whatever may be looming. All right. Remember that we're his kids. All right. We're going to take one last look at the chat. They're all lying and getting paid to do so. I thought about getting one, but money's tight. Yeah, I know about that, right? I got like the smallest one, and it's taken like all day with the solar, and it hasn't even gone up like 1 bar. But solar just seems like the next best thing to do. Is okay, maybe I can at least run a fan if it's summertime, or charge a phone or a computer or something, right? Or run a router. I don't know, right? On the floor, Farmer God, yes, 42, and oh wow. That's amazing, you guys. I haven't had that many in quite a while. What do you think of the 2025 through 75 prophecy talked about on the Skywatch about essences? I haven't seen it yet. That's another thing I'll have to check out. 100% faith in Jesus for all things. I did watch a testimony once about this biker, and he was in the biker group and probably running drugs. He was talking about how he was bad, the typical thing going on with the bad guys, bad bikers. And he's not throwing any punches about what he did. He's like, this was me. And he said his mom kept on him though about Jesus and going to church, and no matter what he did, she was always on him. Well, one day these guys are chasing after him, and he goes and runs to his car to get his shotgun. And guess what? His mom had taken it and left the Bible there in the back seat where his shotgun was. So he actually grabbed the Bible and runs off, and he just decides, forget it. And he sits down under a tree and he opens the Bible and he starts reading it. And the 2 guys passed right in front of him. They should have seen him, but they didn't. And that is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. The way that God can cover us, the way that He's really there for us. This is the ultimate battle. So you've got the ultimate Father. We better get ready to see some amazing things. You hear me? That pretend to be bad for attention. My parents both had bikes. I grew up in a biker area, the Crosby, Baytown, Highlands area. And, depending on who was taller, we had to help my mom because she's only like 5'4". Taller of us had to ride with her because our legs were long enough to stop her from tumbling over. It's a good story. Yeah, you know what, Christy? Solar isn't just quiet for when you need to lay low, but it's also something you can have in your house versus, gas outside your house. Thank you. Hello, Star Sister. All right, I'm bringing this to an end, and I want to thank everyone who came. Don't forget to share the videos. I love you guys, and we will talk again very, very soon. Mwah. Bye.